up? What's up? What's up, nerds? How's everybody doing? Friday.
Yay.
Very good. Very good.
We're gonna get some intros for this stuff really soon, I promise. And I already have a vision for the intro for the Nerd Den. It's just a bunch of different like train wrecks and like explosions and just everything going off the rails, basically.
Too soon. Too soon. Way too soon, Todd.
No, not like that. Like conversational off the rails. You know what I'm saying.
Will there be mushroom clouds of toxic smoke, Todd?
Yeah. We'll just go there. We'll just
and telling people to boil the water when that's not going to do it.
Oh yeah. No, the water's fine to drink. You don't have to worry about it. The water's fine.
Everything's fine.
So. People 100 miles away said it was totally fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
Go back to your lives.
Yeah.
All your chickens just died. It's okay. It's a natural thing. It happens.
Yeah, it's nothing you need to worry about.
That was due to global warming.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
I grew gills. Is that
Friday? Happy everybody. Happy. How was your week? What's up?
Happy.
Did everybody have a good week?
Thank goodness it's almost over.
Yeah.
Who of you out there has a 3-day weekend?
Well, why?
Because Monday is President's Day.
Oh.
I could have.
Oh, good to know we get that off.
Yes. Day off. I don't think I'm going to though.
Todd, do you give your employees President's Day off?
Yes, he does.
Hey,
Thank you, Todd.
No one's employee. I'm an independent contractor and goddamn proud of it.
Dusty, that's when you say if the bank's closed, we're closed.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
If the post office ain't delivering, I'm not delivering.
That's a funny philosophy for a Web3 product.
Yeah, right.
The bank's closed, we're closed.
Yeah.
Wait.
As long as nothing is launching on Web3, we'll be fine. I'm just kidding. Oh man. What has been going on this week in nerddom, the nerd sphere?
There's the Flash trailer.
The Flash trailer looked pretty. I don't understand why that movie even exists. Are you guys excited for the whole James Gunn thing?
No. It'll be cool to see Michael Keaton as Batman again.
What's up, Willie D?
Nerd. But everything else is a no.
That's the whole weird thing about it. Like they really could have just done a Michael Keaton Batman movie.
Oh yeah.
And like an actual another Batman movie in that frame of mind.
Or
you do realize that pretty much all the scenes you see him in the trailer, it's probably going to be just a few minutes longer than that, and that's it.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in the whole entire movie.
I totally believe that.
He's going to show up, make a cameo. Everybody's going to go, yay, fan service, and then he's going to be gone.
The best thing they could have done with that is actually do Batman Beyond and him be older Batman.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I'm not really sure why that movie's being made, because
they already made it and spent too much money.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it kind of feels pointless though because they're basically rebooting the DCMU after.
Yeah, and they can use this to actually do that because it's a Flashpoint event. So
right. So it'll probably be another, like Flashpoint 6.0.
Well, they have 3 movies coming out. They have the Shazam movie, and then they have the Aquaman movie, and then that's it for this universe. They'll relaunch it and do something else, which is fine. Whatever. Keep making movies. That's all I care about.
Andrew will watch them no matter what.
Yeah, well, we're going to go see Ant-Man on Tuesday, so I'll let you know how that is.
Oh, really? I hear it mixed reviews. But...
Or as my mother would say, Aunt-Man.
Aunt-Man? Aunt-Man. That I like. I'm going to have to add Aunt-Man to our name.
That's a new character.
Yeah, I'm adding it right now because.
Okay, you do a big burly big chin dude dressed up like Mama from like Mama's Family.
Right.
Aunt Man.
I'm putting it right in there right now.
That's a character. You just created a new adult fantasy character, Andrew.
Yeah,
Good job. That goes right under War Duke.
So as we were mentioning earlier, John Wick coming out, and there's a couple of spin-offs on the way. Ballerina, starring I believe Ana de Armas, which I'll watch, and something called The Continental. It's about that weird ass hotel in the movies. You know, the ones where all the assassins hang out but they can't kill each other.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a long time. That was supposed to be a TV series.
Yeah, it is,
which could be really cool, but
I guess
been in the works for a while.
I guess the pandemic kind of put a kibosh on it.
Well, now you got me looking at names.
Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is our apartment was robbed when the kids were younger. We were away, and somebody broke into our apartment. They kicked in the door and just robbed us. Well, we weren't there, of course. But one of the things they stole was my wife and I had a CD collection. I mean, nothing important, but they literally went into our bedroom where I had a basket of socks, and they dumped the socks onto the bed and used the basket for all the CDs. They just dumped all the CDs into the basket. Now, it's related to what we're talking about here, and the fact that my insurance company, instead of giving you money for the CDs that were stolen, if they can replace them, they will replace them, because obviously it's cheaper for them to replace them than to. Well, we gave them a list of all the CDs we remembered, and they sent us some that were like, what the hell is this? I mean, this doesn't look like anything I've ever owned. But I guess my wife went through the list and said, yeah, we had that one and we had that one. And one of the ones she thought I had and got for me through this was the soundtrack for The Sopranos.
Oh, you didn't have that before?
Nope, did not have that before, but I got it because of somebody robbing my house.
Well, that's good.
Insurance fraud.
Yeah.
Insurance fraud.
Don't tell them. I never had that one.
Oh man. So
you're a felon.
Check this out. I went to a flea market
best of
near
my
me.
knowledge. Best of my knowledge.
I went to a flea market near me and I picked up a small stack of books in honor of Andrew. And so I want to share these with you guys. Check this out. Hold on. Get your opinion on it. Let's see. It was purely impulse buy stuff. Let's see. Solo layout. All right.
That probably means you spent way too much.
Well, I didn't go to your store, so yes, I did.
Yeah.
But so first up, Green Lantern Mosaic, number 9.
Showed us that one, yeah.
I did, but while I showed it to you yesterday on Lore Games, this is drawn by Mark Beecham. So, do one of you guys want to talk about Mark Beecham and our experience with the man, like back in the day?
He draws good, but he draws a lot of camel toe.
He does draw a lot of camel toe. He actually started to lose work because his women were so sexy, and he refused to
tame it down,
pull back. Like look at that dude. That's huge.
Yeah,
it's
really the his work is like the naughty version of Neil Adams.
That's exactly.
Wasn't it Mark Beecham that a story with him coined the phrase lapdog press?
Yes.
Or lapdogs?
That's right. It was lapdog press. So, Andrew, do you want to tell the story about this?
Well, I wasn't there at the time, but I can tell the story.
Well, you weren't there. Who was it? I know it was me.
It was you and Romel were there.
And I was there.
Yeah. So, I was there, but I was working the convention. Was I working the convention?
So this guy. So
it was
basically,
Todd that said I feel like such a lapdog.
Yeah. Long story short. This guy, and this is all tame.
Long story short, what the hell are we doing here tonight? We got an hour.
Short story long. Basically, we were at a convention in the early 90s, and he came. It was him and Michael Bear, and I'm sure there were other people, but they're the only two that I remember.
There was one with Texiera and one with
that's right.
But this
Jimmy
is the one with
Palmiotti.
This is the one with Texiera, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then he was super nice, man. So he had his portfolio next to him, and it was open. And I came up to him and I was like, "Hey, you know," I had never heard of this guy before.
None of us had.
And I was just like, but I was looking at his sketches and I was blown away. And I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I look through your portfolio?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, right? Whatever, that's fine." And it's just super, super nice. And we start flipping through his page through pages, and like I can't express, like this is a really tame book, meaning like he's doing work and he's doing it to hit a monthly beat. You know what I mean? But his portfolio that he had with him was all of his like work. And this was stuff that he was doing. He was with Neil Adams' company called Continuity Comics. And he was doing covers and pages. He had his own comics in there. And
did a bunch of Sam Marie covers.
Sam Marie. Yeah. And it was mind-blowing. It was the best artwork I had ever seen in my entire life. It was
to that point.
It was anatomically perfect, and it was also like really sexy. Like, I mean, he definitely had a little bit of a kink going on for women. I mean, you know, he was definitely like, he would get in trouble with like the poses that he clearly was referencing. Yeah. But man, oh man, the guy was just incredible. And I remember at the convention, I bought everything that he had for sale. And we followed him around for the whole weekend because we kept looking at his work, and he kept allowing us to look at his portfolio because we were just like jaw dropping. And so that's why we called ourselves lapdogs. We were Mark Beecham's lapdogs.
Wasn't there a point that a group of you or some of you went up to his hotel room and all of his adult magazines that were around the room?
I don't remember.
I did not. I didn't go to that, but you guys told me about it later.
There were some.
I don't remember the adult magazines, but he did allow us to. He was like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit." Like he had nothing to do, so he was like, "Let these weird teenagers come up to his hotel room and like hang out and like check out his stuff and like gave us like art lessons. You know, basically just taught us stuff."
Now, if I remember correctly, the lapdog story was you were talking to him and offered to go get him like a Coke or a Diet Coke or something. And somebody in line said, "What are you, like his lapdog?"
Yeah.
And you were like, "Yeah, absolutely."
I believe that's
and we all loved that name, so that became our comic book company name when we were in high school.
Yeah, we called ourselves Lapdog Press for years and years and years.
Yep.
Lapdog. Yep. I still think we can use it, man. We should put some books out with Lapdog on it.
Okay.
Well, if like I always wanted Hero to say in association with Lapdog Press, you know.
Sure. So, Lapdog is just something. I mean, it's a great name. And
one of you guys should trademark it.
We probably should, but it just totally works. But it's like, yeah, it was. I wish I had. Andrew? Do you have any Mark Beecham work that we could show beyond? I guess I could Google it and just.
You can Google it, but the one thing that we got from him from that show is he had a print set that he was selling. He literally went to Kinko's and made photocopies of some of his work and sold it as a print set. I don't remember how much he was selling it for, but he made a decent amount of money because that was beautiful.
I still have that print.
Really? I have him somewhere too. So.
Yeah, I have the print somewhere. It's the one that's one of the figures is Wolverine by Tex. The other one's like Psylocke, and then there's another on there too. I don't.
Yeah, well, that was the large print. He also did a print set.
Yeah,
but he did the first two covers to the Ray limited series, the one that was drawn by Joe Quesada. And those were in there, and there was a whole bunch of other stuff. He was definitely a bad girl artist.
He was the king. Like he was not just about bad girls. He was a little into bondage, but that's okay. He was awesome. Yeah. So this is Mark Beecham. forever in this guy's debt, man. Like just his kindness and his like openness and his willing to share. And yeah, the stuff in his portfolio looked like this.
Yeah, dude.
And you're just like
insane.
You're like 15, how old were they? 14?
16?
16 maybe, and you're like, what is that? Like that is just like perfect.
No. I worked at the store after I graduated, so it would have been after 92. You guys were 3 years behind me.
Yeah,
so maybe you could have been 15 or 16. Okay, yeah.
I don't know why he couldn't get more work in a mainstream magazine.
Yeah, he wouldn't calm down with that.
He would never calm down with it. Yeah, he refused. Oh, look at that storm, dude.
Yeah, like his stuff was like this naughty evolution of Neil Adams. Like he didn't quite go as crazy stylistically as Sienkiewicz did.
Yeah,
but there was still a little bit of that in there.
Oh, but he could have. He could have.
He could have.
Yeah, like he always had
cover underneath there,
right? Like this is very Mark Beecham shot.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, crotch shot. Yeah, just there's comics like he was so good. Here's a Sam Marie cover. So this was the stuff that was coming out, like just so good. Never saw any. And then his Siphons was his own comic. And then what was the other one? I bought it and I don't have it anymore.
Oh, that adult one.
Oh, here it is. Achilles Storm.
Yeah, that one's flat out.
That one's flat out erotica.
Yeah, I have a couple of issues of it somewhere signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was epically good. And I don't know what he's doing now. I'm sure he's still working. But yeah, there's a classic Mark Beecham. That was probably from around our time too.
I follow him on Instagram.
He wasn't what we would probably say a big influence on all of us, but he was one of the first professional artists that we met and kind of was willing to talk to us.
Yeah.
And we didn't like follow him around for weeks on end, but we got to spend time sitting down and talking to him, and it was actually kind of cool.
And beyond
that, he was a very nice guy.
Super nice guy. And beyond that, like he also this is a very classic, very Mark Beecham. But like beyond that, like he had an art style that I don't think any of us actually recognized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was such a new style because I don't think we were exposed to Neil Adams. And then
not really.
Remember he did the original Ray cover, which is classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And like, yeah, Siphons, Rad Rex, that was it. This is a great book. If I could find I might have to eBay this.
Yeah.
Because I used to have all of these and they're so good. But so they're a little dirty, but really just epic skill.
A little dirty.
Yeah, a little way, it's nothing crazy, just like, he likes posing in the most provocative shots possible,
and drawing women masturbating in the shower.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, here's one. I believe he had, Hero Graphic 1993. He had this page in his portfolio. So imagine you're like 15, 14, maybe
15, 16.
15, 16. Yeah, and
you
were
driving.
Okay, fair enough. And then you see. Let me hold on. Let me zoom in. Let me log in so we can see this real quick. Give me 1 second. So you're like, let's see, sign in. Yes, sign in. Give it to me.
We'd have to see the dates on the prints.
Give it to me.
This is 93. So I remember this in his thing. This is one of those things, like if I actually see like some of his stuff for sale from that era that was in his portfolio, I would be very tempted to buy it regardless of like what it was. Just for the memory. You know what I mean? Like I have an extreme emotional attachment to this.
I just remember that one painting. I just remember this one painting. There was a midget on there whose cock just hung down to the floor. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
So look at this. Oh. Let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Look at this.
Yeah, he
Now,
was
this is-
also using splatter, and that was something we were just being exposed to back then. And
1993.
yeah,
Wonder Twins powers activate. KG says, "What's up, KG? Welcome." Yeah, this was great, man. Guess how much this page sold? This page sold a long time ago. It sold in 2008, but guess how much it sold for?
A couple $100.
Andrew, you want to take a guess?
yeah, I'd say $100, maybe 150.
Dusty, any idea?
The fact that you're bringing it up is probably because it was way too cheap. So it's probably like $50.
Good
Yeah,
guess. $71.
wow.
Jeez. Even
71.
200's too cheap.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, here's a classic. This his penthouse stuff. So anyway, I want to make sure we don't get too dirty.
Yeah,
here,
you don't accidentally show one of his really naughty
Yeah,
drawings.
yeah. But his stuff is epic,
Adult fantasy, it's not what you think.
Adult fantasy, it's not what you think. It's fine. Everything is
You
fine.
could probably get him to draw some adult fantasy stuff.
I probably could. Oh, yeah, but it would look like that. It would be. We're trying to like
Not do that,
not be that.
but come on, have him do 1D void cover like that.
That would be fucking ill. Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem with you commissioning him to do something that you keep in your own personal collection and never ever sees print. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I don't either, but I would want to print the hell out of it.
Yeah, well,
There you go. There's Sam Marie. Look at that, dude.
That's sick.
Right?
AF, it is what you think.
Yeah. I mean, again, like he has a thing for beautiful women. And I remember his wife or girlfriend at the time was drop dead, was the model. So,
Yeah.
but that's
That
just
is
gorgeous,
ill.
man. It's just from an illustration standpoint, it's just beautiful, just gorgeous. Look at this, dude. He was a guy. I don't know. He never popped hard, and I don't know like why. I mean, I know why because of the provocativeness, but
Yeah.
still, like you would think they could have given him a book where he could have drawn some chick in a G-string, like Psylocke, the Psylocke limited series or something.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? And just like let it,
Even a Psylocke like 48-page prestige format one shot, fully painted. Blah.
right? He was
It was-
just epic, man. He was so good. I mean, there's your camel toe for, Scarlet Witch, but
But
still,
it's still awesome.
it's a phenomenal illustration. He's so good. So yeah, I saw this dollar comic and I was like, well, I gotta buy it. So
Yeah.
there was no way I don't have any of his stuff. So I was like, well, I gotta pick it up.
Yeah, there's some of his photography.
Yeah. Reference.
mhm.
Again, I want to be careful. I'm going to be careful of what I'm showing here. But, yeah. All hail Mark Beecham. Like, dude's legit king. And
King
wouldn't
of the
remember us or probably
No.
being at the convention, but still like changed my life for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely set us all on a different path.
Yeah, man, for real. This guy's legit, man. There's a lot of him in everything that I think we do, whether it's subconscious or not. So,
Mhm.
Willie D, AF, it is what you think.
Yeah. I was reading Willie earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
It is what you think.
It is what you think.
AF, sometimes we meet expectations.
Sometimes meeting expectations. What else did I get? I got some really interesting stuff here. I got okay, so I picked up
Daredevil.
Ooh, is that a
Okay.
yeah, it's a Frank Miller,
Nice.
right? I mean, it's reader copy condition, but
Those
like,
are great.
yeah, this is what I want. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't need like gem mint. I want to look at the artwork and not worry about
Yeah,
Well, like, pretty dope.
it is. It's
Priest and
fantastic.
City. He's still like, even back in the day, he had like really good composition and stuff. Like
His composition and storytelling were phenomenal.
that
Avery, he
Daredevil,
licked his fingers.
that Daredevil hanging outside the window.
It's
is
not the
just
same
awesome.
as you sucking off sugar from a peep.
That's true. Isn't that great? Like,
It's
look at
not
that.
like-
Look at that Daredevil hanging outside the window.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not the
So
same
good.
as him filleting his peep covered fingers.
Avery. That's just
My wife asked me if I was going to ever eat those Dr. Pepper Peeps. I said I'm saving it for the right occasion.
look at that. He was probably what, in his 20s, teens when he did this?
I think he was 16 when they first hired him for something, maybe 18.
He was like 35 when he did Sin City. So, and he was in his 20s, I think, when he did Dark Knight. So,
Yeah. He was always pretty damn good, dude.
yeah. I mean, his anatomy always sucked, but his storytelling was always so good, you know?
His anatomy was always good enough. And that's all you really have to do is good enough. And if your composition and storytelling is awesome, your comics are awesome.
Yeah, like look at how look at his page layouts.
Yeah. Like look at Matt Wagner, same thing.
Yeah. Like look at his page layouts are so geometric. They're so symmetrical for the story. You know what I mean? He's going against like everything.
It's against everything you see in a lot of modern stuff.
Yeah, like even this last panel with like inside of an airplane.
Yep.
Isn't that cool? So I'm on a hunt, Andrew, for like old. I don't have any of Frank Miller's Daredevil stuff besides that.
I have a trade and a few reader copies.
So I also picked up this. I picked up
Oh yeah, in the Born Again trade.
the Born Again. Yeah, I'm just making sure this is in order. So do you guys, I don't remember this, but I remember it. So it's Starjammers.
Carlos Pacheco, yeah.
Carlos Pacheco.
Yeah, I don't really remember that.
I think this is before. Was this before or after Bishop?
I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure. I don't think it really matters. It was all around the
It
same
was
time.
around
to
the
be
same
honest
time,
with you.
right? It was
Yeah.
95. This was 95. So it must have been after, I think. But Carlos Pacheco, I think he passed. Didn't he pass away recently?
I think he had to retire because of his health.
Yeah.
It probably won't be long now though before he goes. I mean,
He's not an old dude. I think he's like,
no, I think he has ALS or something.
yeah. So, but you can see like this is back in the day, like when he was in his 20s. It's
Yep.
freaking great, man.
Used to love how he draws fingers.
Yeah, he had a
Extending hands with fingers and all. It's good.
he was really good at it. Now this is really early work. He got really elegant with this stuff. It's crazy to think because this was like, I'm trying to find. Let's see if I can find some good money shots here. Like, yeah, look at that. That cool.
Yeah, he did pass.
Yeah, I thought he passed away.
Yeah. I remember hearing he retired, then his death came right behind it.
Yeah, R.I.P. man.
It's a shame.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Just super good stuff, man.
I think we even talked about it when he died, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think it just all the shocks, man. Like Carlos Pacheco. How old was he, Avery? You're looking at his.
Oh, I closed it already.
Oh, you bastard!
Let me see. It'll come right back up.
Look at that.
Ever tell you the reason why I hate the term RIP?
Rest in peace. Why?
Mm-hmm. Because when I was a kid, I would see pictures of people at it was in comics or whatever, and all the tombstones said RIP.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought it was really weird that all the people in the graveyard all had the same name. It wasn't until later that I found out what RIP stood for, and I told myself I would never use it. And I don't.
Sounds sounds like a true story.
Yeah, it is.
He
I
was 60.
refuse to use it in anything.
Oh man. I picked up I'm waiting for Avery to tell me when he died.
Oh, he was 60.
Okay, yeah. I picked up the Rye graphic novel for like $3.
Oh, that's not a bad deal.
David Lapham.
Those books weren't too bad.
I love how Dusty like nods his head like he's paying attention and like he knows what the fuck.
Yeah.
I am, yes.
He's like, oh yeah, David Lapham. So you're a good sport, Dusty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of David Lapham, check out what I have.
Oh, what do you have?
I found this. This was
Oh damn, dude.
this is the first volume from El Capitan, the first 7 issues of Dave Lapham's
That's the
Stray
book you want
Bullets.
right there, man.
Yeah, I used to read that book.
The spine was broken slightly at the bottom. I think that's one of the reasons why I got it so cheap. But this is beautiful black and white loveliness.
Yeah.
That is a Stray
I've
Bullets.
been rereading it because it's good.
Stray Bullets is a brilliant book.
Yep.
Open it up. Show a page or two out of it.
No.
Back when you could have an independent book and make a living, and not be through Marvel or DC Image.
Well,
or
he eventually had to have it published through Image. So
Yeah.
he took it over
But
to
back
Image.
then, you didn't. Back then, dude, you could have your own independent thing, and if your book was good, you could make it.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that for how many issues? It was a lot.
I think he's still doing it at Image.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but
He
he took it
was.
to Image and he kept it going, and that was literally the only way he could. You know.
That's on my wish list. The Stray Bullets collection at hardbound is in my
Yeah.
wish list. It's super good books. Well
Yep.
written.
Mm-hmm.
So what else you got to show us? Was that it?
No, I got more.
Oh, I was. Oh, nice.
Pit number 5.
Number 5, cool.
Number 5.
Random issue, yeah.
All right.
But it's hard to turn down when you see it.
There's only like 10 or 11 of them out there, so
There's 12, right?
something like that. There was the 1/2 issue too.
Yeah.
But this one's actually really chock full of like pinups, and I mean, you basically like
Yeah.
Now, was that when he was inking himself or no? I think it was
this. I
I
believe
think it was the first like 2 or 3 issues he inked himself.
he inked this. Yeah, story on it. Let me see if I can show. Like, look at this double page spread. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And then
That rat creature was like a sexy babe. It's good stuff.
or like transformed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that shot. Isn't that
Yeah,
wicked?
Gail Keown's awesome. I'll probably back the new Pit book.
Oh hell yeah! When he does that, when that comes out, no question, man. No,
And I don't
question.
care if he's good. He'll probably be late when it.
Oh, it'll
it
take
coming
years.
out. Yeah, but I don't care as long
Look
as he
at
puts
look
it
at
out.
that pose, man. It's just so good. Like, oh, it's pretty crazy that he got so many. Look at that face. So many. It's pretty crazy he got so many issues in out of him.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it, but 12, 13 issues is a hard run.
Mm-hmm.
When you're writing, penciling, and inking yourself, yes,
Look at that guy.
that's a lot of work.
It's a hell of a lot of work.
And that's the early digital. That's still kind of early digital coloring where they had to use a mouse. Like pens weren't common,
Mm-hmm.
so everything was all coloring was done basically gradient. Mark off an area, fill it with a gradient. Mark off another area, fill it with a gradient.
I hated that. I always hated that coloring. I always preferred the flat.
Yeah.
Like
Now
I
some
always
modern
understood.
digital coloring where you can get in there and you can kind of paint.
Yeah, I just
I like it a
always
little better.
loved. I don't know why, but for me, like this kind of the flat color.
I like
painting,
it too.
Where the colors in the background don't necessarily have to do with anything. It's just about composition and
Mhm.
mood, right? Like it
I
just
like it too.
works. It just works better. And I think one of the biggest problems we have is the paper quality, right? Like the paper quality is up so hard that people have to like look at that shit. Like people have to overcolor their shit. You know what I mean? But that looks sick.
Yeah, I try to color my stuff fairly simply.
Yeah.
It's not quite that simple, but I try to keep it in that range. But I don't know. I don't know if it works or not.
So check this out. Here's another book that I picked up. This, I know you're gonna be like, what? Why?
I think I still have it.
Right? Hey, what's up, Rages?
What's up?
Nerd in. Look at that. Stonewatch number 1. Trevor Scott, who, by the way, as I'm so I didn't buy this when it came out because I was like, this guy sucks. But like hindsight being 2020, it's not bad at all, man.
Oh, compared to a lot of modern day stuff, that's pretty rad.
Compared to modern day, I was like, this. I mean, it's so sad. We're going back. Hey, what's up, Galaxy? I'm a fan of simpler coloring too. 100%. I totally agree. Like it's not the best stuff, but like, man, I would pay money for this today. Like you can't even find this today.
Yeah, I bought that book when it came out.
You know, you don't get double page spreads and like good posing, like next to a Jay Lee. Like, come on, man. Look at that trilogy.
Oh yeah, Jay Lee. Dude, that stuff was so fun. It was, the artwork is so ridiculous. The storytelling's almost non-existent.
Yep. But you nailed it though. It was fun.
Yeah,
Like, it was
exactly.
2 pages and it's all just like poses, like standing poses, but they look so good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Ray just says Jay Lee. KG says Jay Lee. Galaxy says that purple and pink is fire. Yeah, right? Like that. I mean, this is so good, right? And Ray just says, any pickups from HA? Do you mean Heritage Auction? If you're talking about Heritage, no, but I do have some bookmarks we could go through if we have time and you guys want to see it. Look at this. You got a Pitt Cyberforce ad.
Yeah.
By was that? Is that Silvestri? Yeah, that's Silvestri.
Yeah. Have you seen some of the Batman Joker things Sylvester's doing?
It looks crazy, man.
Dude, if they put that out in black and white, I'm gonna buy it.
They're doing it in black and white, aren't they?
No, it's a colored book.
No. They're putting it out in black and white.
Oh, they're doing a black and white version too?
They're doing a black and white version of it. Yeah.
Okay, I might pick that up.
Yeah. Yep. I know, it's pretty cool. I'm trying to see if there's anything else cool in this book that's worth it. Oh, we got Tops, like the old school Tops trading cards.
Yeah. Oh, dude, remember that chromium set they put out of the extra long cards?
Oh yeah,
they were all chromium. There
so
was
good.
Jason Pearson Pike in that. That was really dope.
Oh, remember the old school? I'd have to look this up to see if it was any good. But the Nick Manabat Cybernary.
Oh yeah.
He's another guy that passed away. He passed away young though. He passed away a long time ago. But
yeah, he had cancer or something back when he was doing that book.
Yeah. I have to check it out though. Let's see what else we got. Well, I'll take us off solo while we're looking for something.
I was watching this horror movie for like the second or third time the other day called Digging Up the Marrow. And it's made by the guy that did the Hatchet movies.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be like it's meant to be a documentary, but it's not. It's fake. And he plays the guy who directed those plays himself, and he's supposedly interviewing this guy who's talking about monsters are real, and he's found this hole they come out of, and they live in a city underground, and they're going to scope out the hole, right? Mm-hmm. But the opening starts with him at a convention. And it's a horror convention, and they're asking people about the importance of monsters and interviewing all these celebrities around monsters and actors like Kane Hodder and stuff who played Jason and other people and some other people. You'll recognize them all from horror movies. And one of the people they interview about monsters is Sam Keith.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. they're like Sam Keith. I'm like, oh shit, man, Sam Keith is in this movie for a second.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Makes sense though.
Mm-hmm. And they showed some of Sam Keith's artwork, and I'm like, oh shit.
Dusty's just degenning, buying NFTs over there.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm doing at all.
Yes.
Maybe.
So the other thing that I found this week, this is pretty cool. I found a couple of books, and I've never seen these. Like I know they exist, but I've never seen them. Eric Larson, Doom Patrol.
What?
Mhm.
Did you know this about this, Avery?
No.
Yeah.
Huh. I never read the Doom Patrol comics, even though I kind of liked the HBO show.
Well, that was before Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like, but it's like really good, like early but really good Larson.
Yeah.
Right. And let's see if I can find like he's just got this laughing character. It's just crazy. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that great?
When Eric Larson tried to do fun, entertaining comics.
He did. Yeah, for sure.
Eric Larson did Doom Patrol, and Rob Liefeld did Hawk and Dove, and McFarlane did Infinity Incorporated. I mean, they all did something in those early days.
But that looks great though, right?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
It's very Keith Giffen.
It is very Keith
So,
Giffen.
yeah.
It does feel Keith Giffen-y for sure.
I know Eric Larson usually tends to toot Jack Kirby all the time, but I see more Giffen in him than anybody else, you know. Yeah.
KG says, "Ma." Yeah, like this actually, like you can tell he was like really trying to draw back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Dude, I would have liked that back then.
Yeah, me too. Before he started,
Drawing snowballs.
Yeah, Still very Larson, with the action shots.
Mm-hmm.
I bought one issue. Oh, wow. That has a little bit of Simonson flair to it also.
Yeah, for sure.
I bought one issue of Savage Dragon a few years ago back at this one shop before it shut
You
down.
can't do that.
And I just wanted to see. And it happened to be an issue where this one chick, the J, was biting off dudes' dicks.
Do you remember how pissed we were when Eric Larson took over for Todd McFarlane on Amazing Spider-Man?
I
got over it after a couple of issues.
Me too. He was so good.
Being really disappointed and then digging it later.
Yeah, I actually, now hindsight being what it is, I actually like Larson's Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man run more than McFarlane's.
I don't know about that now.
At least as much. All
right, so let me ask you, how often, or can you name a time in which an artist took over for another artist that you really, really liked and you hated them right away, but then appreciated them later? I mean, this is easy for me. There's numerous times it's happened, but
I can't think of any off the top.
Yeah, Mark Bagley did New Warriors for the longest time, and then he left the title, and Derek Robertson took over. And I despised Derek Robertson's work on New Warriors at that point. But turns out Derek Robertson's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Much appreciated him much later. But when he first took over, it was like a slap in the face. And I literally felt that way when they would put an Eric Larson issue in there after McFarlane.
When Joe Mad came on X-Men, I hated it.
Really? After Strowman?
When he came on X-Men.
Oh, I was thinking X Factor.
I hated it. I even stopped buying Uncanny X-Men. That's when I stopped.
You said Joe Mad. I was thinking Joe Quesada. Freaking A. Not only did I get my artists wrong, I got titles wrong.
Yeah. No, I was fine with Strowman. I liked Strowman.
Yeah.
I still wanted Quesada. Like even when Jim Lee came on X-Men, I still wanted Silvestri.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like Jim Lee, I did. It's just
Oh yeah, it looks like so. KG says that McFarlane's going to be in the Odd Key Discord tonight at 10. It's actually at 9 p.m. KG, not 10. Like in just 8 minutes. Need to get AF hooked up with Odd Key. Yeah, we probably should. He's going to be in the Odd Key Discord, the chat, the cafe, the chat.
What's Odd Key?
So Odd Key, McFarlane partnered up with Steve Aoki, who's a famous DJ.
oh yeah.
And they started an NFT marketplace, and they launched the Spawn NFTs there, and I think they're doing some other stuff.
Yeah, that's the dude from like Lincoln Park, right?
No,
No?
not at all.
Oh, somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. KG. It's 6 p.m. PST, I believe. So it's 9 p.m. EST. So yeah, should we go bomb his? Should we snipe his? We could snipe his show in like 7 minutes. But it's an audience, so I don't know what we could do. Let's see. Can you hear that? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm muting the music. So I'm
gonna mute that music. I think it's a little bit loud. Here. But welcome everyone.
Oh.
If you want to test your mic before we get started officially, for about 10 minutes, you can raise your hand.
So I'm in the chat.
If you're planning on wanting to ask a question or anything like that.
If you were playing music, we couldn't hear the shit.
Should I try it? Let's see if it's.
Oh, you couldn't hear music?
No, there was no music.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Oh, he has collaborated with Lincoln Park. That's why I was.
Request. Longish.
Okay, Drew, we're doing this.
There you go. Mic's working.
Thank you. Can you?
On Longish.
Good. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited to talk to Todd, and I'm a founder from another project, former Marvel. So this is super dope. You guys are awesome.
Nice, appreciate it. Yeah, he'll be coming in here soon in about 5-10 minutes. I know that he is currently playing a tabletop game with some friends right now. So
what a nerd!
And I know, and the game is apparently going a little bit long, so it might overlap a little bit with this. So he'll probably be in here and then playing the game for the first 5-10 minutes. So.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just use that time to make sure everybody's all set. And we've got a few more people come in. If y'all plan on asking a question and you want to make sure everything's working, your mic's good and all that stuff, raise your hand and we'll run through the tests until Todd gets here for anybody that's interested.
Awesome.
Yep, appreciate it. We'll get started in about 5 minutes here. I'll start with the event. Good to go. It shouldn't be too big of a problem for anyone. And then if anyone thinks that they're having any issues, especially if you're a new member in here, make sure you grab one of the welcome rolls, the alert rolls, because sometimes you need to have one of those rolls for your mic to work. But I think it should be fine.
Hey Dusty, is there any way that they can't hear me right now because I'm not on talking. I'm not talking with them. Is there any way I can mute them while we're not on? Oh, you're muted, bud. I can't unmute you.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Because I'd love to turn the volume down or some shit.
I don't know that you can do that without leaving their channel.
Okay. We'll just wait. I see KG's in there too. So what's up, KG?
Hello. Welcome everyone. We're just running a few mic checks here for a little bit.
Should I do this? Should we try to do this?
Officially started. What's going on, Jake? Welcome to the stage.
Why not?
What's going on, guys? Hey, Taffy. How you doing?
We could
Yep, we can
That's
hear
my
We could
first
put it on
time
Twitter, you know.
talking.
Todd Wanish interviews Todd
Just
McFarlane.
want to say hello.
Join now.
Yep, well, it's working well. Hope you're having a good night.
Oh, they're getting a
And
bunch of people
we'll
in
make
here.
sure we bring you back up here in a little bit when we start doing questions. So just when you ask a
Right.
question, get that hand raised.
Right.
How you doing tonight, Jake?
I wish I could. I hope this is not boring, guys. I wish I could like turn them off, but I don't want to bounce either.
Oh, you're gonna run late to that dinner?
Yeah, it turns out it's actually just.
How's this sound to you guys? Does it sound too much?
It's a little tin canny, but
Yeah, it sounds like you're watching TV in the background.
It's on my monitor. Yeah, I could unplug the monitor. Let me try unplugging the monitor.
No, that's all. But I don't know.
Is that better?
no, it's still there.
It still sounds the same.
Style, so it's probably not.
No, it sounds a little different now,
Oh yeah, you can't.
but it's still there.
Galaxy Rider says, "Do it."
Hello, welcome everyone. We'll get it started here in a few minutes. If you would like to test your mic, if you've never talked on Discord before, anything like that, you can raise your hand now. We get a quick mic check. She-Spawn, how's it going?
Not bad, not bad. I just wanted to say it's nice to see some of the former guests in the audience today. I see Attack and Mark Spears.
Oh yeah, welcome everyone in the audience. Great to see everyone.
But
How's your day
anyway,
going?
I also wanted to thank Jake for giving me good luck on the last.
I love that we're
cover,
sniping this, by
drop.
the way.
Yeah, I think you took my good luck.
I wonder how they'll handle it if they
You
found
said it
out.
was about my time to get a.
It'd be
sketch.
cool because you
Yeah.
don't mean any offense by it.
Hey,
No,
anyone should get
I don't.
one.
I don't even care, dude.
A long time.
I mean, yeah, we want to do right,
I've
but
just
we also
gotta
got to promote.
See
So.
if I can trade it eventually for a She-Spawn sketch, but hey, it was a great sketch, man.
Oh man,
End up making deals.
I ought to have some McFarlane artwork from back in the day, dude.
I got
I know.
Actually, mine is one of the ones that's it's red signature with a gunslinger sketch.
I
on
mean,
it.
I couldn't even afford it back then.
I mean, they're all one of
Yeah.
ones, but
it
I was a
one of the
poor-ass
ones
teenager.
that, it was number 602.
Now some of those
It
pages are
was
tens
not.
of
It
thousands.
was not the bloody version, but hey, it was one of the best ones to get anyway.
sounds like it.
That's huge. I was super jealous. The sketches on this last drop were definitely.
Carrots is like Carrots. He's like, just got home. Time to nerd it up for a bit. I have no idea what we're listening to.
Somebody else's Discord
So-
thing.
Jump off stage.
Oh, no worries, yeah.
So I know we're talking over people,
Oh,
Carrots,
too late. You're gonna have to hit that ghost
but
button.
basically, KG let it be known that McFarlane's going to be in the Odd Key Discord, and so we decided to snipe it,
What's
and
going on?
I'm going to see if I can talk to McFarlane and
You want to do a quick
just
mic
see
check?
what's up. I guess I don't know. Like we'll see what. This is just ridiculous.
Here we go.
We'll see what's up.
Do you have any idea of a question you could ask him to seem legit? I
Nah,
mean, you are legit.
there he is.
There we go.
We'll just
Welcome to the
play it by
stage,
ear,
Todd.
man. Let's just rock with it.
How you doing this evening?
Oh shit! KG says Remdog. I know Remdog that runs the project with Todd's son. Met him in Nashville during an Undead Blocks live tournament. Can reach out. Hell yeah, dude.
Can you be in two Discords at the same time, like talking?
I don't think you can be. No, you can't be in two different voice calls at the same time.
Yes, you can.
Don't. I'm just finishing up something.
It did sound like Family Guy clips.
You can join a voice call from your phone and join a separate voice call from your PC and be in two different voice calls at once. Like if that's an option, that is something you can do.
Okay. I'll just have to poke myself in and out as we go there. But what I've got to do, because I've got to end this one right here. I'm here in Phoenix right now, and finishing up my signing of this big CGC signing that we did. That was literally a historic sort of number for the company, for the number of books that I'm signing. And part of that is just that I don't go to a lot of shows. I don't do internet sketches and signatures. And I don't sign through the mail, and I don't pop my head out of the hole. So every now and then, I get these big crazy numbers, and it gets pretty aggressive. That's in there, but so I've got to go finish up one little thing on, and I'm in the middle of a tournament game that lasted way longer because I'm also in some silly legal battle at a particular time.
Oh yeah, what game is that you're playing?
Here, let me share so we can see.
Cuba Libre. They've got a big tournament, so we're just winding it down. But some guy had to put his kid to bed, and I had to talk to a lawyer, so we're running a bit behind. But in the meantime,
you're gonna get banned from their Discord.
Brittany, I'm here signing. Brittany is sort of the head person who handles all the signings at a company called CGC.
No.
That does all the grading of comic book. And so she's going to sort of talk to you about like how that process works and what they look for and why certain people get more books than others and all the crazy things that they do there. And I don't know if you guys know much about CGC and grading books, but they do like money and
should I pitch? Should I talk to CGC? I should talk to Todd,
just
right?
Got into video game grading. They're expanding, and so
the grading NFTs.
She knows everything about grading. If you've ever had any question about grading, she's the one that is going to be able to do it. So I'm going to pop in and out, but I gotta.
Oh, he's popping in and out. It might not be the right thing.
Finish this game here. These guys are. Probably
yeah, it might be the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to just like if he's popping in and out. I'm not really interested in talking to the CGC person.
All right.
Yeah.
How you doing, Brittany? Welcome to the stage.
What do you think?
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to have a chance to.
Yeah,
talk.
it sounds like it's the wrong time.
And I've listened
Timing's
to a couple of these.
But you never know.
Discords that Todd's done in the past.
All right, hold on.
Over his NFTs. I work mostly in physical collectibles right now, but I would love to answer any and all.
All right, so I'm disconnecting just for a second, just so we can actually have a conversation because I can't turn off the audio.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think? Wrong time, or should we play with it? Probably the wrong time.
Probably the wrong time, but fortune favors the bold. It's a tear because if Todd's in and out, then he's not really there.
He's not really there. He's like, I'm talking to a lawyer. I'm playing an RPG. I'm signing a bunch of stuff. So here's the person from CGC. Like, fuck off. I don't care. Like, but here's the thing. KG says, I know Remdog that runs a project with Todd's son. Met him in Nashville during an Undead Blocks live tournament. Can reach out if you want. I would love that, man. I think they would actually be a really good potential partnership.
Yeah,
we are looking for. We're passively looking for really cool projects to hook up with. I would love to hook up with a platform like Oddkey so that we don't have to hunt projects one by one. We are working with a bunch behind the scenes, but it's also not. Adult fantasy is our main focus, not necessarily like DGC style grading for projects. Although we're expanding that arm as well. It's just we're not just doing it aggressively. So, but yeah, man, like Todd McFarlane, Oddkey, I think that would be a phenomenal connect. So if you can do it, KG, I would appreciate it 100%. You definitely have my ear. And honestly, man, if there's anything you want to that you need from me, like hit me up, DM me, and let's talk about it for sure, bud. Because I don't want to be a dick. The point is not to be a dick. And if the dude's busy and he's not really like just chilling out, relaxing, then I don't want to stress him out. And I genuinely don't want to. I also don't necessarily want to, like, you guys know I have no problem pitching, but I don't know if it's appropriate to pitch to Todd while the CGC person is actually sitting next to him. You know what I mean? Like, It's a little weird to pitch the digital version, technically a competitor to CGC, while the CGC person is literally there helping him sign books. So I'm like, that's a little different of a different scenario. I want to be respectful and professional about it, and not just like be a dick. Although it's fun to be a dick, I don't really feel like that's the appropriate.
Although, I mean, for future NFT projects, who says the NFT CGC would want to partner with you? Because
Well, that's the other thing too, right? That's she, but this person, she's not going to be. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The way they usually handle CGC, and I don't know who this person is, and I have no idea like her role. She could be a major, executive there. I don't know, but usually with these signings, they assign like a handler kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I'm assuming that she's more of a handler type, social media type, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I doubt that it's like the person that makes the decisions for partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I doubt that very much. Awesome, KG. KG says, sweet, we'll work on it. Awesome, brother. Yeah, let me know if you need anything and we'll do it. Ray just says play. I don't know what that means, but we can play something. But that's kind of fun. I don't know. I'm very tempted to do it again, but like I said, he's not even in there right now that I see. Just from like looking at people that are on the stage. Or maybe he is. I can't really tell, to be honest with you. But I don't want to join the stage just because I don't want to bomb their audience. That's not cool. Yeah, Dusty, I saw your text. I totally agree. We'll hook it up. Maybe we'll reach out to CGC and we'll reach out to McFarlane. And KG's Ray just said ask wrong time or play went with play. Oh, fair enough. Rages is like being edgelord with him. Yeah, if he's on and it was fun, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I have no problem with it. If he comes back, let me get back into. I popped out of their server. Let me pop back in. I'm super down. I think it's a great idea. And it's McFarlane, for God's sake. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna not support it? You got to. You got to give the guy credit. You got to give the guy 100% credit for hopping into something that, to be quite honest, he probably has no clue about. It's being real. You know what I mean? He probably knows a little bit about it. I'm sure he's been educated by Steve Aoki. But he's not. It's not like his forte. But he's got that gut, man. He's got the same gut that he had in Image, and he's got the same gut that he had at Marvel. And it's pushing them in the right direction.
And the sports toys and
Yeah, dude.
That was big.
It's huge. Huge. Maybe we can get him on Evening Alpha. That'd be dope.
That would be awesome.
We'll see. We'll reach out. KG's on it, and like I said, I'll do my best to follow up. But yeah, I don't wanna be a dick for just being a dick. So I'm so tempted, man. If he was on it, I'm so for it. But he's not really paying attention. Anyway, okay. Back to what we're doing really quick. I've got one more book for you guys.
Okay.
One more book. Do you guys know Alex Nino?
Yes, I love Alex Nino. He's amazing.
Andrew, do you know Alex Nino?
Some of his Conan's stuff.
I've heard the name, but
So
absolutely.
Good.
So
good. Oh,
space clusters.
ooh.
Very cool. This guy is the king of composition. Every page, it has some kind of crazy original composition.
Yeah, dude. I believe he's Spanish, correct?
I believe so. Yeah. Every single
Yeah, dude.
page.
His stuff's fantastic.
Just fantastic. Yeah.
I don't have any of his books, but I know who he is, and I look up his art.
Same thing. I know who he is. I'd never seen his book, and I was like, you know what?
Like another artist I like is Philippe Druet.
Oh, I don't know him.
Yeah, he's French. He's one of those type of artists. He's much older now. But I recently found out there was a 1997 or 98 or something video game he did all the character designs for called Ring.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's a big sci-fi game.
Avery, look at this character running in the top, like right over here. Look at that guy.
Yeah. It's friggin' rad, dude.
Isn't that crazy? Just really like pure. I would say he falls in the camp of composition over story, but the stories fall into weird psychedelic
Yeah.
mind trippiness.
Druid's the same way.
Yeah.
Let me.
Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Every page. All I'm doing is going page to page. Like, it's just composition. It's like composition masturbation. Right?
Druid. Felipe Druid.
Drulet. Oh, yeah. Drulet.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
that's
pronounce it. Yeah, but there was a video game he did.
Look at this. Look at this spread, dude.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
The whole book was like this, and I was like, oh, man. Okay, I gotta.
And I really love his just straight black and white work. So good. Where'd you find that, man?
In a freaking in a box. In a box. This was $5. Isn't that insane?
It's gorgeous.
Let's see if I can find one or two more compositions here. Yeah, look at that. What?
Mm-hmm.
He's using like inverse imagery on this guy over here. I can't point to this guy.
Yeah. Like he's doing stuff back then, old school, that you wouldn't, like most people would need Photoshop to do compositions for it now. To figure that out now.
Right? Just epic book. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. I guess he did yeah, this was about the time of like Hunger Dogs from Jack Kirby and Star Raiders from Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Nice. So really awesome stuff. I wish McFarlane was on that call, dude.
When I talk
I wish sidebar. I wish McFarlane was on that call.
Yeah.
You know, more. I just can't bring myself to just like blind pitch when he's not even in the mind for it. That's not cool. Sorry, guys. I thought it would be a lot of fun. Y'all don't care.
It could be, but it's something they could also interpret as stepping on their toes.
They're not gonna. It's inappropriate. He's with CGC, and I'm like, yeah, we patented the technology for the NFT space that CGC can't do. I don't think that's a really strong pitch when they're sitting with him. You gotta wait for the right time. But
yeah, you'd want to partner with CGC and lease that technology to him.
It might be fun to talk to him if he's on. It might be fun to just talk to him, like just do general questions. Do we have any regular questions for him? Is there anything that without pitching? Is there anything that we want to just like?
I'm kind of I don't know.
Yeah, no.
How does Rogue fly? Remember that guy that
was Rogue fly?
Remember that guy that Jason Pearson was like talking, and this guy's like, "How does Rogue fly?" And he's like wanting to talk about storytelling and composition.
See, this is where you're getting me in trouble, Avery, because that's literally the question now that I want to ask.
How does Rogue fly?
I love your stuff on Amazing Spider-Man. How does Rogue fly?
Dude, I remember when you played that lecture for me that the Gaijin guys gave, and that guy's just like, "How does Rogue fly?"
Yeah. Oh my god. Andrew, what do you think? You have any questions for Todd McFarlane?
Yeah, did it piss him off when Eric Larson took over Amazing Spider-Man after him? Like it pissed me off.
You're just stuck on Eric Larson doing Amazing Spider-Man.
He left Amazing Spider-Man to draw Spider-Man.
There was a break in there.
Here, I'm gonna bounce in just for a second. I just want to see if he's in there. Okay, so we're gonna get loud for just a second, guys. But let's just peek in and see what's up.
Also, I
No,
graded by
he's not.
2 graders. I think that you can find over the years with different collectibles, PSA, CGC, CGC, CBCS, if you know coins, NGC and PCGS, you can kind of see ebb and flows over different companies' grading scales. I think that there are times that PSA has been looser with grades and times that they've been tighter. And I think that you'll find that same pattern if you look at years and years of grading data. There are just times where the grading room as a whole is tighter and times where they're more flexible. I think the age of the collectible also plays a large part in that. A lot of people assume that, you know, a modern card or a modern comic, it's very easy to get a high grade, but the higher up you go on the grading scale, the less severe any defect can be. I don't know if that really answers your question exactly. It's hard to kind of compare the two. I do know also, though, that the grading team,
I should just talk to
in
her.
order to stay consistent, they do test grades each week where the whole grading team will have to grade a number of cards to see how consistent each of the graders are with each other. So as a whole body of grading, they're staying consistent.
No, that's good. No, just getting insight, you know, PSA, CGC, BGS, that kind of stuff. So that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much for making me feel so welcome in this space and for asking your questions.
Definitely. Yeah, we love having you here tonight. It was a nice little surprise for us, actually.
I know
Oh,
when Todd said,
they didn't
"Do you wanna
know.
talk about grading?" I'm like, bitch, how much time? I could talk about this all night.
There you go. Well, I'm sure everyone.
They thought they were getting Todd.
Seems like we'll just keep it an open schedule here. What's going on, Frisky? How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How are you, Britt?
It's great to meet you, Frisky Dingo.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, just wanted to leave a comment for you, maybe a question at the end. This was my first experience sending in a comic to be graded by Todd McFarlane and signed this last go around. It was a great process. Your website explained everything in detail, and it was really simple for me to follow along. I was able to send in my comic. Todd signed it. I was able to even receive one of the Spider-Man cards that was signed by him as well. And so it was just a great experience from beginning to end. And I guess my comment, or that would be my comment, but my question would be, as I go around and I talk to a lot of people in the comic book stores, and everybody is really talking about like who's the who of grading and everything like that. Whenever I go and I try to, talk, have this conversation of grading, what would you say would set CGC apart from the rest of the competition?
That's a good question.
I'll let you answer that. And then thank you very much. I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate your service as well.
Before I answer your question, I just want to say your comment was so sweet. And I got goosebumps when I found out you got one of the McFarlane Spider-Man trading cards. I'm so happy it went into your hands,
Whatever.
A true fan like that. And I'm also elated to hear that you had such a good experience with your first submission with CGC. And to answer your question, the thing that I really think sets CGC specifically apart in the comics industry is the larger company that CGC is a part of, CCG. We are a collectibles company. And before CGC was ever, before grading comics was ever a thing, they were grading coins for 35, 40 years. So there was this whole model in which to get experts who really knew about comics to get the parts that you can use to encapsulate comics. They have to be, archival materials, to get the infrastructure in place to actually be able to do that successfully.
What do you think, Dusty? Should I talk?
What gave CGC its edge when it started. And I think through 20 years years of
It may not be beneficial through this
maintaining that
avenue.
standard and maintaining that reputation has allowed us to
It
All
might,
right.
grow
it
in
might
the
be
way
best
that
for you to
we
send
have.
like an
And one
actual
of the things
business
that I think
email
is
to
extremely
CGC
special about
and to Todd
CGC, and
McFarlane
maybe not a lot
explaining
of
what you
people
are and how you could help.
All right, you don't think I should? Because I'm so, you know me. I'm Rages is just like, do it.
Yeah, Rages
Is like, do it. Do it.
I just think of the most likely outcome if somebody came to our live stream and tried to pitch
And
something.
tried
and
to
we didn't know who
pitch,
they
right?
are.
That wouldn't be cool, right?
It might not be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so tempting. I'm, you know me,
But-
man. I'm a hardcore shill, but
sending them a business email.
well, yeah, well, obviously, I mean, well, business email doesn't do shit, but
No.
but Rages has a connection, maybe I can read. Dude, look at Bad Kitty.
Do it. Everybody's just like, burn the bridge. Who cares?
Well, you wouldn't burn the bridge. I could be professional and just be like my question to her would be, my question to her would basically to be like, yeah, we actually own the patent for essentially grading in the NFT space. Does CGC do partnerships? Because I mean, what, like, you know, like how would one go about seeing if there's an interest there, you know? But I also don't want to be rude about it. This is a challenge. Normally I don't have a problem.
If she's Todd McFarlane's handler on this project, she probably has no clue the answer to your question, you know?
Yeah.
She's probably a very low level.
That's what I'm
employee
thinking.
there.
I think she's pretty low level. If she's on this call, not to knock anybody in the odd key at all, because she certainly is knowledgeable, but she's probably not like a decision maker. You know what I mean? She's not like a president or a vice president or someone who can make partnership decisions.
Well, the guy that was just talking that she was answering the call to was saying that he had sent comics to get graded, and her response was, "Oh, I'm so glad you were able to get your card signed." It's like, that's not what he said. You weren't paying attention.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
all right, I'm gonna listen to my angel, not my demon, and not do this. Although I'm extremely tempted to do this. I wish it was McFarlane up there, but you know, it seems like they're going to be on there for 4 hours waiting for this guy.
Maybe we could find his RPG game that he's playing and go talk to him there.
That's even worse. What are you talking about? I'm trying to play a game. I mean, to be honest, it's probably a promo, man. It's probably a pro. Yeah, the guy, as far as I know, I mean, and I don't know, but I've read probably, I don't know, most of the interviews with McFarlane. I don't remember him once playing RPGs. Like he's not a gamer. So I assume I'm gonna switch hats. Look at that second black hat. I'm gonna guess that. Look at that. See, it's cleaner. I'm gonna guess that he's doing it as a promo for something.
He did drop it by name too.
Yeah, he's probably doing their toys or something. He's not. It's not. I mean, everything he does is promotion. So he's a promotion machine. So.
Here, hi, I'm here. Oh, here's this person. Bye.
Pretty
That's
much.
what he did to them, dude. Oh,
yeah.
it's like
you could tell. I mean, you could tell in his voice. Genuine. I mean, I'm being genuine here. You could tell in his voice that he was completely distracted and really not with it. Like, didn't care. And I won't say didn't care because that's not fair to everyone at Oddkey. That's not what I mean. What I mean is like he was very preoccupied with other things. And I know that feeling because he was like, yeah, I'm talking to a lawyer about this thing and signing a contract. And I'm playing this RPG and I'm doing just a ton of signings. So I'm here, but I need to bump in and out because I have to do these other things and finish this game. You know what I mean? Like, it's Friday night. He's not a young dude. He's in his 50s. He's not going to be like, oh shit, a project. Let me go check you out. He's going to be like, oh, that's great, kid. You know, contact my right person. And this is the wrong time. So we'll hit him up correctly though. We'll hit him up correctly.
Hit him up.
Yeah, we'll hit him up correctly. For sure.
You should do a mock-up of like a spawn image in Chromium in one of those things.
Well, we'll hook it up. We'll figure out a way to reach out to him. I think KG has a great in because he's got an actual connection to the company, which is the way you do it. So, so that's cool. What else we got? So I want to end on another good segment. That was a great segment. It could have been epic. I wish I could do it. I'm going to pull back a little bit and listen to my angel on this one. But what else, Andrew? Or Zach, you've been quiet. Zach, so everybody should know that Zach, when we get into the green room after the show, you light up, man. It's so funny.
I honestly, I just didn't have anything to contribute to the conversation. I like comic books, but I don't have the breadth of knowledge that you do. And so, you mentioned an artist that I'd never heard of. And I don't know what to say in these situations.
Well, what were we? No worries.
Talk about novels. Talk about pop culture in general.
What were we talking about last night in the green room? It was what was it? Andrew, you have a better memory than me. What were we talking about last night?
I think it was Taylor Swift feet pics.
No, it certainly was not.
All right. So you wanted my? So I was. Yeah. But that wasn't. Yeah, I was talking about just how the decline of Marvel and basically like a number of flaws that with American comics in which I'm happy to repeat here. But the thing is that I don't have the breadth of knowledge about specific artists. I mean, I know who Liefeld is. I know who McFarlane is. The guy you mentioned, I never heard of. I just didn't say anything because I don't know what possible contribution I can make to that.
Well, okay. Well, look, no worries. What pop culture thing are you interested in? What are you looking at right now?
You see, Zach, this is why I just smile and nod. I just sit over here and I smile and nod.
Dusty's job is to be like arm candy. He's like the pretty face of the group.
To be fair to Zach, some of our knowledge of some of the artists we know and like are like for hardcore people that like we were even buying like European comics that we couldn't even read. Just because the artists were badass.
I know Mobius. I've heard of Mila Manara, but that's probably not the name you want to mention publicly. But I just didn't have anything to say because I'm thinking, okay, who is this guy? Okay, he draws really sexy women. Okay, you're dropping into someone else's live stream. I'm going to shut up and wait for the fire.
Well, is there anything you're watching right now, Zach? Like, so I've been watching Jack Ryan. But
let me put it to you this way. I mean, if we were all a bunch of writers who were really into fantasy fiction, and there was one comic book guy sitting there, and we were talking about, obscure fantasy writers like Michael Scott Rohan or R.A. Salvatore, the books R.A. Salvatore that were non-restored, and you probably wouldn't have a lot to say either. But
what's that one he did about that dude that's kind of Zorro-like? Oh, God.
I don't know. I mean, he wrote a shit ton of stuff, but he's not going to remember anything but the stuff, but the character that he was basically assigned to write when he was working for.
Yeah,
so yeah.
I read the first 3 back in the late 90s.
Oh yeah, the Crystal Shard, the Streams of Silver, and the Halfling's Gem. Yeah, those are great. Yeah. What am I into right now? Honestly, right now I've been watching a lot of really obscure Australian crime shows. So
really,
yeah.
Like what? That's cool.
A show called Underworld is kind of like the Australian answer to The Sopranos, but it's. Given that it's Australian, it's totally bonkers. As far as what we're doing, well, I'm sitting back and watching the slow, inevitable decline of Disney as a pop culture company and its transformation into a not very effective NGO. And we were talking yesterday. And yes, I do. Thing I was bringing up yesterday, and I think I'll repeat it here. I think one of the big weaknesses American comics have, and no offense to you guys for what this is what you love, but speaking as someone who's a bit of an outsider, I think the stories need to end. I mean, like I said,
that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's because you've had with Batman, for example. I mean, yes, us older guys we like to piss and moan about how comics are all getting all woke nowadays, and yes, they're bringing in a lot of writers who really just hate the medium and want to push an agenda. But on the other hand, you get guys like Tom King, and I didn't think his run on Batman was that bad. From what I saw, I didn't read a whole lot of it. But I think
I read enough that I had to stop buying it, and that's with Lee Weeks doing art, and I love Lee Weeks.
The thing is, him getting married to Catwoman and so on and so forth. To me, that's.
But they didn't.
Yeah, I know he didn't, which was which honestly I thought was cowardice on his part, because if he'd taken that to the end, it could have revitalized the character in a way, Batman, But the thing is, to my mind, just the fact that they even consider that is a sign of desperation, because I think the point I was making yesterday is that a lot of these characters, they're very flexible and you can tell a lot of stories with them, but the nature of the characters is such that there are limits. And after 50, it's like Batman, Superman, both have been around since like the 1930s. After over 70 years, actually it's close to, almost 80 years at this point of stories. There's not a whole lot left in the tank. I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with something original and then have some guy, like you, Todd, or you Avery, or you, Drew, or maybe not you, Dusty. Sorry, Dusty. I know the truth's hard. The truth's hard to hear.
Dusty is definitely not one of us.
The only reason Dusty's not one of us is because the 3 or 4 of us, minus Dusty, the 3 or 4 of us together are not allowed on an elevator at the same time.
Dusty,
weight limits.
Dusty, as the book of Ecclesiastes says, rejoice in thy youth, young man. Because when it's gone, you're gonna miss it. I speak from experience. But and you lucky bastard. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is,
wait, Zach, just to cut you off. There's also another old saying that I've always loved, and that's youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah, but Dusty's smart. I mean, 10 years from now, he's gonna be a billionaire, and he's gonna be pretending that he never knew any of us.
It's true.
So, I'm sorry, Dusty. You're the youngest, so you're gonna get razzed the most. Don't take it personal.
No worries. I'll let you take a ride in my Lambo.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll
on Lambo.
Of course, given my health right now, at that point you'll probably have to strap my walker to the roof. But anyway,
Could be fun.
So what I was trying to say is that after you with Superman. Basically the recent run they did, they basically had his son take over, and his son was either gay or bisexual, one or the other. And yes, there was a big stink about that, woke nonsense, blah 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 blah. But honestly, I think at that point it was just kind of an act of desperation, because after Superman's been around since 1938, and they've told pretty much every possible story you can think of, probably more than once. So how do you do it? And
they have a couple of problems. It's a great point. Well, they have a couple of problems, right? It's not just that. And I think it's a really good point. It's how do you tell another Superman story or another Batman story or another, Wolverine story or whatever, and have it be original and know that it hasn't been a concept that hasn't been touched on before, because you have 80 years of genius storytelling for the most part. I mean, you're going to do a time travel story or an interdimensional story or a villain story. What hasn't been done? It's very difficult.
Well, I mean, I think Marvel. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then the other thing you have, and Superman is an interesting case, because the other problem that they have from a legal, one of the reasons why they're trying to do all this stuff, it's got some of the same problems that you mentioned, Zach. But another problem that they have is that these characters are now starting to enter public domain.
I know.
So in 8, I think it's 8 years. I don't know, 8 to 10 years, something like that. Superman issue number 1, Action Comics number 1, and everything that becomes an Action Comics number 1 becomes public domain. In 8 to 10 years, Adult Fantasy can publish Superman.
Well, within very strict limits.
Well, as long as whatever's in Superman number 1, right? I mean, I don't know who the character. I mean, Supermans are deduced. I don't know if Lois Lane is or whatever. But every month after that, you're gonna, all that stuff goes public domain. So they're trying, and there's nothing they can do about it, to my knowledge. So
he couldn't fly in the first issue, right?
Right, he was jumping.
Yeah,
but there's no problem with that. I'm cool with that. have a Superman that jumps pretty high. That's pretty cool.
Well, that's the thing. Is that I mean, I think, but again, that I think speaks to a fundamental weakness of American comics, which is that the stories never end. And if you look at manga, if you look at European comics to a certain extent as well, manga stories generally have an endpoint. I mean, Inuyasha ended. Rurouni Kenshin ended. And so on and so forth. I mean, some stories they keep going on and on, but by and large, like the manga stories that people go gaga about, they may go on for years, but at some point, usually when the author who's got guys was drawing and writing them, and finally he says I can't take it anymore, and he packs it in. They usually the stories end, and that's a good thing, because you don't have to you don't have to keep coming up with new ways to like revitalize a character. And again, you also don't have to worry about the whole public domain thing over the long run, because if the story ends 50 years before it enters public domain, by the time it does, who's going to care? Because there's other stuff out there. I mean, the fact that DC is still dependent on the characters that Siegel and Schuster basically created for what was like $200 back in '90, which is real money back then. I mean, if you want to see if you want to read a really depressing story, read Joel Siegel's life story. I mean, he got.
Oh yeah, no, it's depressing as hell, man.
I mean, the people at DC literally treated him like basically like whatever word you want to describe someone who a genius who's basically shit on his entire life. That's basically Siegel's life right there. But again, I mean, I think with DC, they're still dependent on Superman. They're still dependent on Batman, because they built their whole brands around these characters. Wonder Woman, and even Wonder Woman and so on. But what do you do when at some point maybe they can lobby Congress to grant them a special extension, and I think that might actually do that, because that's what Disney does with Mickey Mouse. But at some point, I mean, you got to come up with something new. I mean, you can't keep riding that 80-year-old horse into the ground, and it's being ridden into the ground. I mean, it's not just the wokeness that's killing it. That's just kind of the thing that pushed it over the edge. Simple fact that there's just no more stories to tell. It's like the same problem with Star Wars, and Star Trek as well. You just run out of you just kind of run out of stories at some point. You kind of hit the limit of what the world, the characters, the franchise can contain.
Right.
And so what do? You either blow it up, or you just say, okay, this is done. Let's make something new. It's a whole new frontier. I mean, I think Marvel's got it a little bit easier, because because most of the Marvel characters are younger by about 30 years. I mean, Wolverine came out in the 70s, I think. The classic X-Men stories, the Claremont stories, that was in the 80s. So they're a little more in the tank, but at some point they're gonna have the same problem too. I mean, they're already getting there. And the problem is that, and the problem with the movies is that they've kind of run through all the classic storylines from the people from the Golden Age, the Silver Age, and the Bronze Age, and even the Dark Age. And now they're doing stuff that was made post 2000, and some of that stuff's good. I mean, the Max stuff was okay. But like Thor: Love and Thunder, they did. I know I'm ranting, so if you want, tell me to shut up if you want.
No, you're good. You're good.
But with Thor: Love and Thunder, they did the whole Jane, what's her, Natalie Portman's character, Jane something or the other. Jane, what's her last name? I don't remember. Well,
I don't remember.
They made her.
What was Avery?
Foster.
Yeah, they made Jane Foster the new Thor, and that makes sense within the story, but as I recall, it wasn't a very well received storyline. I mean, you're the Marvel guy, so you can probably tell me. But
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of other Thor stories they could have told and adapted before
Beta Ray Bill.
Vader, absolutely, dude. Fans would have loved to see him, and a good time to have him would have been when they also tried to mix it with World War Hulk.
Yeah,
because he was in that story. So was Silver Surfer.
I just honestly, I think at some point, and I hope we have a part in playing this. The whole pop culture landscape, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, even Harry Potter to a certain extent. Although Harry Potter, I think has a little more gas in the tank. But Tolkien, I hate to say it, but Tolkien too. Not the books, but all the crap that's been glommed onto it because the books are a classic. The books are classic. That's going to be there forever. But the TV shows, the computer games, and so on, it's just another pop culture franchise. And there's just at some point there needs to be a great clearing away, because here's the thing: millennials don't really have their own stories. I mean, they have Harry Potter. That's about it. The Gen Zers, where's their story? I mean,
Right.
My generation, Generation X, we got Star Wars. We had the greatest franchise ever. I mean, Star Wars was like the franchise for me growing up. The extended universe was the thing I loved. I mean, so that's why I'm always ragging on Star Wars, because I'm actually really pissed off about how it's gone downhill, because that was a big part of my childhood. But I don't think it's right that Gen Zers should have to like the same stuff I like, because what if they don't like it? Or what if they want to do their own thing? You have to know when to clear the stage, man, and let someone new take over. I want to see what they come up with.
You're seeing it. It's crap.
Give it time. Give it time. They're young
and hopeless.
And
terrible.
Stop being such an old man.
I've already given up on all the stuff that I used to be a fan of. I don't care anymore. I'm disconnected from it.
Yeah, Avery's been blackballed on it.
Yeah, I'm just like I don't care anymore.
I'm curious to see what's made, but anyway, yeah. So rant is over. So that's my take on pop culture. Where it's going. What am I doing now? Well, I'm reading. Like I said, I'm watching really weird Australian crime shows. A lot of stuff on YouTube. Rewatched a classic documentary on fashion models from the 1990s. It's called Catwalk. It stars Christy Turlington. It's it's like the golden age. Back then if you're in the fashion, you'll like it. I'm not in the fashion, but I'm currently on a bit of a nostalgia kick for the greatest decade that ever was. Although, in retrospect, it wasn't that great. And then, that period from like 1989 to 2000, because it just felt like the last great golden age. I mean, remember the days when the worst thing we had to worry about was whether or not the president of the United States got, well. Yeah, if you were alive back then, you remember. I mean, it's a simpler time.
It was a simpler time. BJ's in the White House. That's funny.
And here's the funny thing too. I mean, I remember I recently rewatched the very first Fast and Furious movie. Like the one with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, the very first one they did. And it is. I'm thinking, how does this, combine with basically guys, having cars dropped out of the back of cargo planes and literally just like steering the car to the ground, while they're being shot at with laser guns. I mean, it's like, you look at the first Fast and the Furious movie, and you look at the last two or three, and you're thinking, how are these part of the same storyline? I mean, the first one's a fairly gritty and realistic depiction of the street racing scene in LA, circa 2001, 1999. The second one is like James Bond with a to a Ja Rule soundtrack. I mean, how do you get from there to there? Explain it to me.
Cocaine, it's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, for real. For real. Oh.
A lot of ineptitude.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we've been going on and on about AI. And, AI they're having a lot of teething problems. I mean, apparently ChatGPT has got a real bias issue. I just read there's actually another AI that was around before ChatGPT that actually acted as a virtual girlfriend, and for $70 you can basically get it to like sext you. And it turns out a lot of guys were actually using this in lieu of actually pursuing relationships with flesh and blood human beings. Well, it just got shut down by the maker, by the person who owned it, because apparently the Italian government says, yeah, this is creepy even for us. So apparently there's now like a lot of guys who are pissed off that they just lost their virtual girlfriends.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that from a pop culture standpoint, it might get to the point where maybe not in our lifetimes, but pretty close to maybe Dusty. By the time Dusty, you're our age, you can walk into your house and you can say out loud to your computer that you want to see a movie starring Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford when he was when he was young, and Audrey Hepburn. And you want it to be like a sci-fi romance adventure, and also there has to be there has to be a giant spider in it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
And-
That's probably, what is that, maybe like 25, 30 years away max?
Yeah, and the thing is, when you say that, basically your computer, whatever you're using, will basically generate the story, generate the graphics, and display it for you on screen. So literally like custom movies made to you, made specifically your specifications. Now
it may even be in full 3D hologram. Have you seen the advances in holograms they have now?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the way we say that maybe this will happen by the time I'm your age, but it's 25 to 30 years away. That is a fantastic compliment. I love it. Yes, I am 20.
No,
15.
Dusty, you're gonna see stuff that we can't even imagine, and to you, it's gonna just seem normal.
Dusty, by the time you're able to drive, so much will have changed.
Dude. Next year, when you get your driver's license, bro, it's all gonna break loose for you.
But here's the thing, though.
When you pass driver's ed, buddy.
I don't know. I'm a little scared of that.
But so here's the thing, though, about
a few years away from the alcohol.
Guys. But here's the thing about think about that, though. What does that mean for actual human creatives? Because if the stories can be made, it can be pre-generated. If the graphics can be pre-generated, if the actual actors and the scenes and so on can be just pre-generated using like what, we're like at probably that point nearly 200 years worth of like motion picture stuff. I mean, why would anyone write a novel or film something? I mean, it could be that an actual live action movie with actual actors reciting lines will be in like by the end of the century what live theater is today in most of America. It's something you have to go to New York for, or wait for a regional traveling production to hit your local municipal theater. In other words, it'll be like it'll be a heritage thing. It won't be what people actually use anymore. And that's kind of a scary thought.
It is.
So, all right, guys, sorry to bring you down on all that because
no,
all a bit heavy.
No, you're good, man. I'm just glad, like, I know we're super comic nerdy on this show on Friday, but that's only because it's sort of like our default mode. But it's hard. There's so, we're in such a crazy place right now with like AI and with film and coding, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for like 3 to 5 years when you can do the same thing with a comic book where you're just like, I want a 20-page comic with these characters.
Yeah, they're working on it.
And you know what the really sad, or depending on your perspective, awesome thing is going to be. I'd say 10% of that's going to be genuine art. 40% of that's going to be basically propaganda for one side or the other, and the rest is just going to be straight up porn.
Right.
Sure.
And it's going to be like that episode of Futurama where they have the don't have sex with, where they say don't date robots because the human race goes extinct. It's going to be like that, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
robots versus monkeys or something.
Yeah.
Like who's going to enslave us first, AI or aliens? At
Probably
this point,
both.
it's damn near 50-50.
I know. Just give me either.
On the other hand, though, I mean, maybe it won't, because AI does have limitations. I mean, I've been using AI. I've been testing an AI out for writing, and it's good. but you really have to keep an eye on it. You just can't. You know, it really depends on the parameters you give, and even the stuff it puts out. You know, it's very generic. It's good, but it's great for like for like filler stuff. You know, or for like writing scenes you don't really like. Or like, you know, I mean, for example, I don't like, you know, love scenes, or I don't like writing love scenes or fighting or battle, you know, or like or stuff like that, because it's just I can't do it with a straight face. And a lot of times with like battle scenes, especially in fantasy, they all tend to like be generic because there's not a whole lot you can do with like swords and spears. But you know, so AI helps with that. But here's the thing, though, you just can't like crank it out and then shove it in there, because again, there's a lot of rough edges, you know, and you can't really use it to like write an entire novel. I mean, people have tried. I've read them; they're very flat. They don't have a lot of voice to them. So
do not share that link live. Sorry.
You sent me. Oh yeah, hold on.
Yeah, don't share it. Do not share it. It's only for private consumption. It's
yeah,
funny.
Thanks, Avery. Avery is always good for the whole private consumption thing.
Sorry, Zach.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, I'll check it out later. But no, it's AI it's useful, but for now you still need the human.
Do not click the link.
You know what? No one's listening, so I'm just gonna start singing old you know, the International, right? Old communist propaganda songs.
Just don't click it, guys. Just don't do it.
Oh, you can't do that to me, man. We'll have to look at it. Hold on.
Hey, Todd, is that enough Zach for you tonight?
You did great,
Zach,
man.
you're fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I love it. Oh my Lord, no, I'm not.
I saw that. I just like, oh dear God. If I have to see it, you guys do too.
Oh my Lord.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned from Well, what we can show though, what we can show and what we probably should show is I'm gonna promote J-Raw for a second.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm gonna share the right thing. Hold on. Oh, Drew bounced? Why is Drew on another stream? It's two Drews. What is that, Drew?
I didn't bounce. I'm just trying to put you on my phone.
Okay. Well, let's see. We got J-Raw the Roo is doing he just posted this a few hours ago, I guess. But it's did it go full screen for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is his new homepage sneak peek that he's working on for the neighborhood NFT. Can you hear the music?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty cool, man. Good graphics, man. Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Dude, this is awesome.
I don't know why he's dragging all his JPEGs. Oh, it's great. That's pretty cool. Great stuff, man. Excellent. Cheers, J-Raw, man.
Fantastic.
That's excellent. Ray just says J-Raw killing socials. He really is, man. He's doing great. He's doing great. I love it. I love seeing it. I love seeing like people in the AFM doing stuff and like making products and getting their work out there. And if there's anything that I can do to help with that, I'm all for it. Like 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like absolutely wicked. Oh man, uh, Dusty, what have you been watching this week? Well, look, here's this. This is straight up. I mean, you know, I know we're coming to the end a little bit of the Nerd Den for Friday night, but
Yeah.
you know, nerding is about nerding, and so Dusty, I know you're hardcore Web3, as am I. Rock on. What are you looking at this week, man? What have you been nerding out about in Web3?
I don't actually know. Just random stuff, really. I mean, just trying to make some flips. I've kind of started to shift from let me buy something and hold it for the next 3 years to I need to buy this and flip it so I can keep on growing my NFT collection. So I'm kind of trying to balance that a little bit. But I had a couple good little flips and I had a couple things that went to zero. And that's okay. That happens. But we did find something super cool that's called the Anti-FOMO FOMO Club.
Anti-FOMO FOMO Club is pretty. You want to share it? You want to do some shares?
Sure.
So Dusty sends this to me. Some background. Dusty sends this to me, and he's like, "Yo, check this out." And these guys, the founders of Floor, the Floor app, which is like a way to kind of have your NFT collection, with you. Oh, Ray just says Uldor new alpha is cool in gameplay. Awesome. We'll have to check that out. Uldor is friends of ours. We just interviewed them like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out, Ray. Is there a link? We have to check that out. Maybe we can share it. But yeah, so Anti-FOMO FOMO Club is pretty awesome. I'm actually really digging it. But yeah, whenever Dusty's ready to share it, we'll pop it up. Let me see if I can find out the Uldor.
I'm trying to figure out how to share without revealing some of my 700 tabs.
Just pull it into a new tab.
I'm trying. It's a lot of windows and a lot of tabs.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, Dread Arena. Is that it, guys? The Uldor Dread Arena? Now we're all looking at websites.
I'm looking at the replies of that tweet.
I bet you are.
Some of them are funny.
But yeah, I find it really funny. Prior to Web3, I used to watch different shows. I used to like go do things, and now what I do is Web3. Like I work in Web3 all day, and then I'm like, time to relax. Let's look at more NFTs. I don't know. It's kind of taken over my life in both a good and bad way.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, so I don't mind it.
Yeah. I just try to remind myself to go outside and touch grass every now and again,
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. Let me see if I can find so Anti-FOMO. Oh, there you go. You got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Right on.
So anyway, yeah, this is from the founders of Floor, Chris Mattern and Christy Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And their first little release was from what is it, Chuck's?
Yep.
Try to find it. It doesn't go that far back. But anyway, yeah, they kind of are playing on the idea of Chuck's, and in case you missed it, like it's the Anti-FOMO FOMO Club. So we kind of think that they're going to do this with all of the collections that are kind of new that go really hot and do these kind of derivative releases.
Yep.
But they've also hinted at things like ordinals, and they've got some really awesome merch, and it's just fun.
And they
started as a little.
Oh, go for it, sorry, bud.
Oh yeah, no, it just started as a little open edition for like $10, and we hopped in, and it's just fun and cool. So yeah, DYOR.
They're doing apparel, which is cool.
Yeah, they're doing apparel as well. Yeah.
Let's see, I got the apparel actually pulled up.
Oh, cool.
So this is the actual apparel site. So they've got a classic collection, which is going to be for non-holders, and a checks like special collection for holders. And so, it's pretty cool, man. Like it's decent stuff. I'm probably going to pick up a hoodie or something. So maybe wear this to NFT NYC. It's pretty cool, man. It's nice. And I mean, if you don't have any idea what the NFT is, then you're obviously not going to FOMO. But it was a very hot NFT for a minute, and so there's a bunch of FOMO in that. So it's actually a pretty cool idea. It's like all the stuff. If you missed it, then they're gonna. Yeah, Ray just says, "Let's talk merch. Need some ramp up." Yeah, dude, for real. I know. I'm working on it. We're working on. We got our thing we're working on, but it's a good little piece, man. It's really cool, and it's a really good idea. I think as new hot things come out, these guys can kind of make a quick derivative, call it anti-FOMO Club, and slap it on some really cool merch, and get people that either are in the club or wish they were in the club to jump in, So I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It's good stuff. Ray just says continuous waves. After each wave, you pick up an upgrade. Web3 on Elixir gaming launcher. Was that the Uldor new alpha? Continuous waves. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Drop the link, Rageous. I'd love to see it if it's a public link. I'd love to check it out. Give some props to Uldor. Those guys are great. I love it. I love that our NFT brethren, from Super Secret and Evening Alpha and all this stuff, like community supports them because they're really good projects. We do our best to try to find good projects. So yeah, if you guys have any other good projects, always let us know. We're always looking for stuff. Awesome. Yeah, Ray, just put it in general. Like pop it into AF general so everyone can check it out if it's a public link. But well, awesome, guys. Anything else for the night? You guys feeling good?
It's all good, buddy. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the martini I'm going to be making in a bit.
Nice.
Oh,
Dreaming about a 3-day weekend.
we forgot to talk about this.
Oh, what's that? What's that, Dusty?
This is a comic book from Todd from a very long time ago, right? 2004 was it? 2006?
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few different things in here that are drawn. Or no, a few different writings in here that aren't very good. Just a couple lines. I don't know where those came from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's overall it's really good. Yeah.
Nice. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can take the criticism. It's fine.
No, I think those were the ones that Andrew read, right? You missed it. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, there were a whole bunch of suggestions from me that he didn't include. It would have made it a much better book.
I'm sure. Hold it up again.
But yeah, so this was like a pitch for a show, right?
So it was a comic. So we started out actually with yeah, so you see those characters right there, right?
Yeah.
This started out as toys. Here,
awesome.
here, I'm gonna bounce you out just for a second to show you the toys.
Yeah.
So we started off with these guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? So these are the actual toys. Oh shit. And then I've got like my little copyright in the bottom of it from back in 2003, does that say? 2003, I think. Yeah, 2003. Right? And so we made these we got these toys made. We did this partnership, or I did this partnership with these guys in China to get these toys made. And I got a bunch of them. There's like 3 or 4 different styles. I think I got 2 more over here. Yeah, we got these guys, right? There's a sick cat.
Do you own all the copyright to that now?
Oh yeah, sure.
Dude, yeah, you got to bring that back as NFTs.
Thinking about it. I mean, the universe is big. But here, I'll pop you back in, Dusty, if you want to share. But yeah, it was a good time, man. So we started with the toys, and then we said, well, I was like, well, we should just like take this and make a pitch for it, because I was also at Cartoon Network at the time, so I had all the ins for it. And we did the comic, and I don't have it here, but I've got in fact, that's what these two boxes up here are. Those toys are in there. And then I did like a lunchbox. I'm looking around. I don't think I have the lunchbox out. We did like a lunchbox and a whole bunch of other stuff. I did an entire pilot sketch. I storyboarded out an entire pilot for it. And we did the whole pitch thing. We got pretty far. But then I ended up having a partner who was a kind of a hard-nosed businessman, because I wasn't at the time. Like, I didn't know anything about business. So I was like, well, I need someone who knows business. And he was hardball. And we got super far. And we had people interested, because this was right at the time when Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh were kind of hot. And I was like, American version of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, and you know, Cartoon Network style with that in, like it was moving pretty quick. But they wanted to take time to kind of review stuff. And my partner, who was older than I am by 20 years and way more experienced in business and like not into cartoons, like came from entertainment, but a different corner of entertainment. He was just like, we want it done now. And the people, I mean, he had a lot of power, so he was kind of used to maybe being able to get his way. But the guys at the animation people, the high up animation producers, were like, well, we don't work like that. Like, we got to go through this the right way. And so my partner was like, well, then send our shit back. And I was like, what are you doing? No, like, oh, come on, you got to just give him time, but it was no effing way, man. And so, that was a lot of early lessons, on all of that. Meh. You live and learn, right?
Yeah, something I thought that was actually kind of funny about this is that this is like pretty much the last page. And it seems like all the way back then, Todd was kind of already thinking about ETH or something, right? You're already having visions of the ETH that's coming.
2003, man. 2003. Oh, you got the special. Hold on, hold that up. Like, is that the kid on the bike? That's
there's a kid on the bike in the back page. Yeah.
You see that? I haven't seen that in a long time. Oh yeah. Yeah, we had somewhere I've got photos of like Shaquille O'Neal holding the book up, and a bunch of like famous basketball players, because he had all these connections. So I've got all these crazy like celebrities holding holding the book up and stuff. It was nuts. But
That's
it's
awesome.
a good book, man. It's a fun book. I got the second issue. I have it's like halfway done or something. But yeah, it's one of those things I would probably like revisit for sure, man. That's a cool story. They're cool characters.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Back in the day. It's only 20 years old now. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I wasn't even born then, so it's nice to see history from before I was born.
I think that idea is perfect for Web3.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're all like, it's like the PFP, like the PFP models, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, we've done all of this stuff before. That's why we're putting everything in Adult Fantasy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no fear being able to make stuff. That's for sure.
Because we all know how to do something involved in making this stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome, Dusty. That's a good catch. Did I send that to you, or did Andrew? I don't remember.
No, I bought it on eBay.
You bought it on eBay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to know how much I paid for it?
Probably $1.50.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be worth more.
Not a famous book. We're working on it.
Should be worth a lot more.
We're working on it. It should be. It's a good book, man. That's a cool little book. But yeah, it's good stuff. Rages says digital Heenus behind Dusty on the loop. I don't remember a black and white Heenus sketch.
I think it's color.
Yeah, I think he's got color on there.
Yeah.
I believe that's just his blown out monitor.
Roxbox 2005.
Roxbox, yeah.
I found somebody that has 2 copies for $1.99.
Oh shit!
AtomicAvenue.com.
What? Dude, we got to get them slabbed. I don't have any in mint condition. Mine have like some beat up edges on it. I gotta if I slabbed it, they'd probably be in the 8s. You probably have a better copy, does he?
It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
Looks like nobody ever read it.
That's nice. Thanks. way to go right to my heart. Like as a creator, that upsets me, but as a collector, that excites me.
$4.99 on Amazon.
Oh man. Yeah. It's a thing. Willie D says cold as ice. Yeah. Oh God, guys. Well, this is awesome. Happy Friday. It's always, man, we work hard during the week, and I love lore games, and I love evening alphas, and I love our game nights and stuff. But it's really nice to also on Friday nights chill with you guys and just like let loose a little bit and laugh, and we always have a good time. So
we do.
We always have a good time. It's fun. But yeah, should we close it out?
Yeah,
we should probably close it out.
Close it out. All right. Well, love you guys. Thank you guys. Friday night Nerd Den. We almost had some excitement there with the McFarlane odd key thing. I assume KG is still over there. Maybe I'll bump in over there and see what's happening. But I'm not gonna be a dick, and I'm not gonna hop on stage. I'll wait till the appropriate channels come my way. But anyway, yeah, another week in the books. Next week, a lot of cool, exciting stuff going on. Man, so much stuff we're doing behind the scenes as always. So yeah, guys, love you. Take care. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week in